two issues today that I want to talk about. One is all over the media. You can find it in any paper you pick up. The other one, not so much. But I'll get on to the second one in a bit. First of all, I want to talk about assisted suicide, or euthanasia, to use the politically correct term. This is on the forefront of the media today because a man has travelled to Switzerland, committed euthanasia or assisted suicide, had his wife help him, and he's written a letter which has been delivered to MPs after his death, urging them to change the law, to make helping someone die legal, to make it not punishable by law, because his wife has been told she faces 14 years in prison for helping her husband end his life. Now, in the UK, we claim to be a nation of freedom, a nation where you can do whatever you like, a nation where you're free to live your life how you please, as long as it impinges on nobody else, right? Surely the greatest freedom of all time, of all history, of all of human civilization, is the freedom to die. Now, these people who kill themselves, who have their doctors or their relatives end their lives, are in indescribable pain, absolutely intense pain, and they choose to end their life, or they're facing a life of no quality. So they choose to end their life before the disease that they have, whatever it is, can ravage them and cause them agony. I think this should be legal. 100% this should be legal. Now, of course, as with any system, people will try to abuse this system. The benefit system, people abuse it. The NHS, people abuse it. Abortions, people abuse it. But that doesn't mean that it should be illegal just because there may be some cases of people abusing it. I believe that if a person has a terminal illness and they want to end their life, they should be able to do that. They should bring in a solicitor, be able to bring in a solicitor, have a doctor, a psychiatrist, etc., be analysed properly. If a psychiatrist says, yes, they're of sound mind, they know what they're saying, they are mentally capable of making this decision and understanding the ramifications and what's going to happen, the next step should be to bring in a solicitor who will draw up legal documents that says, you know, I give this person, but be it a doctor, a relative, whatever, permission to assist me in ending my life, blah, 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 draw up legal documents. If the patient is able to do so, the patient will sign. If not, someone on their behalf will sign, so next of kin, etc. And then once that's done, once they've been deemed mentally stable and able to make this decision, and once a lawyer has drawn up the documents, etc., etc., doctor should be present. Someone actually, experts and stuff should be present. Fully qualified professionals should be present, witnessing, especially witnesses, because witnesses are important in a marriage. So I think that should be important in the case of assisted dying as well. Have a witness present, and then do the deed. And then once that's all done, and then there should be no legal ramifications for helping a loved one commit suicide, or helping a patient commit suicide or end their life. Obviously, of course, these are the reasons that these steps are in place, because if someone then decides that they just want to kill off their husband or whatever, and they do it, and then they try and say, oh, it was assisted suicide, you would have to be able to definitively prove that he wanted to die. And that's when you will be able to bring out the legal documentation, the psychiatrist analysis, etc., etc., all the paperwork to say, look, he chose to end his life, I didn't murder him. And that is what that is designed to prevent. That's just my belief on it. In this country, you're free to change your gender if you wish. You're free to marry whoever you wish, homosexual, heterosexual, whatever. Marry anybody you wish, provided they're over the age of 18. You can change your gender, provided you're over the age of 18. Those are the two biggest steps we have taken in the last few decades towards becoming a society in which you're free to live your life however you choose. Logically, the next big step, or one of the next big steps towards becoming that society, is euthanasia, and being able to end your own life with the assistance of somebody else if you choose to do so. That to me just makes sense, along with drug legalisation and having the ability to have all drugs legalised and take whatever you want to take because it's your life. Yes, there will be ups and downs, there will be positives and negatives of abortion, of euthanasia, of drugs, just as there is with alcohol and cigarettes. But as I say, that's another video. We claim to be a free, 100% free society where you can do what you like, you can live your life however you choose, but there are still limitations in place. Obviously, I'm not going to stand here and say you should be able to kill anyone, or kidnap, or murder, or rape. Obviously, any society has to have limitations. If your life, if the way you are living your life is infringing on other people's ability to live their life as they wish, then that shouldn't be allowed, obviously. Choosing to end your own life is affecting nobody else in the grand sense of things. It's not impinging on anybody's ability to live their life and to live it as they wish. So that's the first topic I wanted to discuss today. I just wanted to get my views across on that and just say euthanasia, assisted suicide, should 100% be legal in the United Kingdom. Otherwise, we will not be able to call ourselves a free society. That's my opinion. Feel free to challenge me, whatever, make a comment, go for it. Second thing, and this is not in all the papers, Jeremy Corbyn has laid out 5 demands he wants from Theresa May on the Brexit deal, and if she gives him these 5 excuse me, she gives him these 5 demands, he has stated that he will have Labour back up her deal when it goes through Parliament again. Vote for it, approve it, and it will get through, and there will be a Brexit. No mention of this. And the EU has said that they approve of Jeremy Corbyn's plan. They would rather, essentially said they would rather do business with Corbyn than Theresa May. Media silence. I listen to LBC every single morning. Every single time there's a story about Corbyn, especially if it's negative, they are all over it. All over it. And I like LBC. I like listening to LBC. I like the DJs on LBC. But every time there is a discussion to be had about Corbyn, if he's laying a wreath at a funeral, if he's meeting with some Irish people, they are all over that shit. Odd how today they're silent. Because the media has spent the last 3 years slandering Corbyn, insulting the man, saying he's unelectable, saying he, excuse me, something in my throat, saying he's unelectable, saying he will never ever be Prime Minister. And the EU has said we prefer to do business with Corbyn. Why? Because Corbyn is more sensible. Corbyn is more rational. I feel, personally, that he will be able to negotiate better than Theresa May. Theresa May can come in immediately. She tried to strong-arm the EU into doing whatever she wanted, and then realised the EU isn't going to buckle like that. And now she's stuck at an impasse. She can't lose face to the EU, and she can't lose face to us. And this is why she's stuck where she is. Because she's tried to be Thatcher 2.0 and it backfired in her face. Corbyn is more likely to approach rationally, calmly, sensibly, and with civility. And this is why the EU want to negotiate with him. And for all you people watching who screech about how we should have a Brexiteer in charge of the Brexit negotiation business, Corbyn is a Brexiteer. He has spent his last 20, 30 years opposed to the EU. The only reason he now seems to have a soft stance on the EU is because his party as a whole is Remain, pro-Remain. They campaign to Remain. So he can't come out and defy his entire party, because if he does that, they'll just kick him out, get a new leader, and he won't be able to get his vision. This is why he's been a bit wishy-washy on the Brexit thing. But now he's come forward. He's laid out 5 points that he wants Theresa May to concede on. And if she does that, he'll have Labour vote through her deal. Now, if this happens, if Theresa May gives him his 5 demands and Labour ends up voting through the no deal, the deal in Parliament, what will happen in the next election? Corbyn will be seen as the man who broke the Brexit deadlock, and there will be a Labour landslide. That's what I think will happen. I may be wrong, obviously. But an odd media silence on that. Very, very strange. Because you can't say anything bad about that. The EU has said we want to do business with him because he makes more sense. He's more rational, more sensible. This is what the Corbynistas have been saying ever since the man got into power, ever since the man got that job, leader of the opposition. They've been saying, this man is a good leader. And he is a good leader. Yes, he has his faults, as does everybody. He is a good leader. If the EU is a bloc of 27 countries, an economic bloc as well as a geographical bloc of 27 countries, and they have stated that they wish to do business with him rather than the Prime Minister. If it was the other way around, if the EU said we would never ever do business with Corbyn, the media would be all over that shit. All over it. You wouldn't stop hearing about it for months. Or if it was, say, Venezuela, if Cuba, for instance, said, we don't want to do business with Maduro, we'd rather do business with the opposition guy, the media would be all over that. All over that. The international community would be calling for Maduro to go immediately. But because it's someone we like, because it's someone from our side, we're going to ignore it and pretend it didn't happen. That's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.